So let me tell you this. You see, somehow the Norwegian fucking police just always pushing, the individuals who's been tortured to the place of hopelessness. As there is no hope, as there is no, you just have no hope, you know? And you're always pushing for, like, okay, like, what are you gonna do about it? You know? You always want to know what's your next move. Like, okay, what are you gonna do about it? For me, for example, I say, oh well, I will just go to Iran. That's my next move. When I'm talking to my father and we are talking about, okay, maybe I should just return back to Egypt, but I know that if I return back to Egypt, I'm still gonna face the same fucking treatment. So he's telling me, well, just we can go to the police and we can just report and we can do all of this bullshit. And I'm like, well, it just doesn't help. He said, no, there's no way. Don't convince me that the Norwegian police will come after you from Norway to Egypt and the Egyptian police will torture you, cooperate to torture you. And I'm like, I swear that's what's really going to happen, you know? So he's like, yeah, well, you should just return to Egypt and all of that. And I'm like, okay, what if I return to Egypt and happens the same thing, And he says, no, that's impossible. That's impossible, He just kept repeating that. So in a way, I am traumatizing my family members by my situation, and my family members, get traumatized by, how I'm having to go through life, in this shit way, just because of the Norwegian police just enjoying torturing us, Uh, so um, so yeah, so yeah. That's one part of it. The hopelessness part, that's definitely the worst part ever. That they are just trying to push me to hopelessness or to be hopeless all the time. That there's no way out. It's a global and that's it, you have to be tortured. There's nothing you can do about it. They are always looking for the surrender. It's like, well, I just cannot do anything about it, then I'm just gonna take it. I think that's the main fucking point of the whole thing. I think that's the main point. You see, okay, well, now that makes sense. I think that makes sense, actually. That's what they are looking for. Or that's what they want to reach. That the individual will be surrendering to the torture, that he cannot do anything about it. But well, for me at least, that's not going to happen, at the very least for me. Even if they cut me of work, they cut me of this, of study, they cut me of every form of life, they are not gonna get that. They are not gonna get that. So yeah. So the hopelessness part, they just go for it so hard. They just trying to enforce that you should surrender to the torture. And yeah. And well, this will not happen, of course. I'm not here to just, like, I'm in Dubai. I thought that I might have a chance, but I was totally stupid. But now we have to go to a different playground, which is Iran. And if they dare to go to the Iranians telling them that, oh, this guy is this and that, I will go to the Iranians personally and I will do seek asylum, and I will tell what has really happened to me and to my family members out of the Norwegian police. You see how this goes. So so we will see what will happen in the future, and we will see a lot of things actually. It looks like this will not end well, and it looks like I have to take different approach to this situation. Looks like I have to take different approach to this situation. Measures that I wasn't planning to take before. But, well, the situation forces me to, so I have to, you know. Like, Iran was the last place on earth that I might think that I would end up in. So yeah. And again, Dubai is never the place for any target individual. Otherwise, have a good night, everyone.